สวัสดีปีใหม่ค่ะ Happy New Year and welcome to Thailand News Update. In today's news, Test and Go scheme updates. COVID-19 cases in Phuket and Pattaya has gone up after New Year's, and Chiang Mai models giving out free coffee to keep drivers alert during the New Year holidays, 7 deadly days on the road. All that and more coming up. We start off the new year with some bad news for travelers wanting to come into Thailand. Now, we stress that what we're about to report here is a current recommendation from the Public Health Minister. It hasn't yet been decided on by the CCSA, but we pass the information on in the interest of keeping our audience up to date with all the changes that could deter you from your travel plans. The Test and Go scheme was set to resume tomorrow, but the Public Health Minister Anutin Chanvirakul has made a formal request to the CCSA to extend the suspension until the end of January. He said, quote, "In the interest of health and safety, we have to decide to delay the Test and Go scheme further," end quote. He went on to say, quote, "As for the Test and Go travelers whose applications for entry were previously approved, they must now enter Thailand by January 10th under revised measures for travel," end quote. So if the CCSA approve his recommendations, current approved applicants for the Test and Go and Sandbox programs, except Phuket, will have to get into the country before January 10th. He also mentioned that after the Jan 10th deadline, visitors must only enter under the Phuket Sandbox scheme or be quarantined. Now, we remind viewers that this is just a proposal as of this moment, but we'll be following the progress of this important matter throughout the next few days and bring you any decision made by the CCSA ASAP. Meanwhile, in Phuket, the local public health office is urging tourism and business operators to strictly comply with all disease control measures, in particular, the regular use of rapid antigen test kits after 144 Omicron variant infections were detected. That's the number up to yesterday. Phuket's Omicron situation came to the attention of authorities after 11 cases were detected on December 28 along Patong's Bangla Road. The island's party street has been pretty much back in full swing for the past few weeks, with mask wearing and other social distancing out the window. Still, the island's chief public health official is urging businesses along the walking street to implement the strictest health and hygiene measures. The situation has also tightened around Pattaya after the Chon Buri governor said many people had lowered their guard in the province. He said residents and travelers perceive the Omicron variant to be milder and have become fed up with all the restrictions. The number of infections in Chon Buri jumped significantly on Sunday and yesterday when 442 and 351 cases were reported on those 2 days. In an attempt to regulate some of the bars trying to open as restaurants, the governor introduced new procedures last Saturday night, insisting that all staff and customers must have rapid antigen tests. Staff each day and customers 72 hours before entering an entertainment venue. There's more details about these stories at thetiger.com. A popular trail in the Doi Mon Jong ranges have been closed indefinitely after a female student was attacked by at least 2 wild elephants. The trail is about 4 hours out of Chiang Mai and reaches one of the 10 highest peaks in Thailand. The chief of the Omkoi Wildlife Sanctuary says that the trail, open for nature studies until at least February 14th, would be closed for safety of trekkers and campers after it was discovered that several elephants have been wandering close to the trail in search of food. The female student sustained some nasty bruises. She and her boyfriend were camping at a site along with nature along the trail over the weekend. They told park staff that they heard some weird noises outside their tent whilst they were sleeping. The tent was ripped away and the student described instant pain in her chest and right arm. The couple's camping equipment was also damaged in the apparent attack. Porters later found tracks of elephants around the campsite. 2 Thai models in Chiang Mai were giving out free coffee to keep drivers alert during the New Year's holiday 7 deadly days on the road. But what the women were wearing is what really got the attention of the drivers. Dressed like they were going out to a nightclub, complete with high heels and tight dresses, the woman stood at the police checkpoint outside the Hangdong district office. The woman caused a bit too much attention, with some locals accusing the police of hiring promotional models, also known as pretties. It forced the local police station to release a statement saying they did not hire the women for their road safety campaign. And they maintained that a nearby sushi buffet restaurant wanted to participate in the New Year road safety campaign and arranged for the women to hand out free coffee to keep drivers alert. Police added that the Chiang Mai deputy police chief went by the checkpoint and ordered the two women to stop handing out coffee. We imagine the inspection of the situation took quite a long time. Regionally, the number of people affected by severe flooding across Malaysia in recent weeks has risen to over 125,000. Flooding in 7 states over the weekend saw thousands evacuate from their homes. The affected states were Kalimantan, Terengganu, Pahang, Johor, Malacca, Negeri Sembilan, and Sabah, with nearly 9,000 residents seeking shelter at 128 relief centers. The east coast of Malaysia often experiences flooding during the local monsoon season, which runs from October to March. However, unprecedented heavy rainfall, which began on December 17th, meant thousands had to be evacuated to safety, stretching the emergency services to breaking point. 50 people are confirmed to have died in the flooding, and 2 people are still missing. And now for a quick update on the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand. The CCSA has reported 3,091 new cases of COVID-19 with 12 new deaths. According to the latest reports, there are currently 33,505 in care and 2,688 released from care within the past 24 hours. And that wraps up the morning news for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the latest news around Thailand and the region. Also, stay tuned for Good Morning Thailand and Thailand News Today this evening with Jet Gunther. I'm Natty from the Thaiger. Sawadee ka.
Tim was sad. He had time on his hands but didn't know where to find the news. But then he remembered. The Thaiger app. All your Thai news and Thaiger videos in one place. Just a single click takes you to a one-stop connection to all the news and information in Thailand. Now Tim is happy. Available free on Apple and Android, hologram not included.